Hello guys, this is NSKKK reaching you from Lagos, Nigeria. How are you doing today? So today we are going to look at the concept string. So when I say string, string is the combination of characters. Anything I can type is a string, all right? So if I say hello guys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, uh, at you know curly bracket slash anything I can type on the keyboard, if I print it out, you can see them, right? So all these are string. So look at string as your WhatsApp or your Telegram message, your social media message. When you send and receive message, just message you receive as string. When you are using maybe your text file to type in some stuff, let me say, hello people, all these are string, all right? So string is the bedrock of variables. We're going to talk about variables in the next class, but let's see what we can do with it in this course. So when you are declaring a variable in Kotlin, there are two ways syntax you use. It's either you use val or you use var, all right? So you use any of these two. When you say var, you type in the variable name. Let me pick msg. Then you equate it to something. What are we going to equate it to? Let's equate it to hello world. All right. You can decide to put semicolon at the end. It doesn't really matter right now. So when I say print msg, let's run this and see. All right. You're going to have hello world. All right. So let me change the what is here. And recall when you are declaring a string, you have to use this double semicolon. All right. I mean this double quotation mark. When you are declaring a string, you have to use this double quotation mark. All right. This is it. I have to put this double quotation mark right here. Remember, we talked about this in the last class. So if I'm using a single quotation mark, for instance, if I type in one character, it's going to highlight. If I type in one character, it's going to highlight. You can see that. But if I type in more than one character, it's going to show red. So when you are declaring a string, you're going to use a double quotation mark in Kotlin. So now, what can we do with this string? I've said hello world. The The MSG is the container we use for the string, all right? So I can decide to say, let me change what is in it. I can decide to say MSG is equals to hello people, or let me use the word good people, all right? If I run this, I'm going to have good people. Do you get what I'm saying? If I run this, I'm going to have good people. So that is one thing we can do with string. And there are more we can do with it. Now, in Kotlin, like what I said, Kotlin gave us the standard. When Kotlin came out, the standard was high. So, in Kotlin, if I say, I'm just printing out this stuff right now. If I say print MSG, then I put the this dot or maybe the period symbol, you can see I have a lot of options right now. I can decide to convert everything here to a lowercase. Let's just do that. Then let's print it out. Let's see what we're going to have. Hello world, right? Let me type everything here. Let's see. For example, let me type in my name, Ernest. You can see this does not make sense, right? So if I remove the lowercase, for instance, and I print it out, you're going to have this, all right? But if I convert it to a lowercase, when you put the dot symbol, you're going to have a lot of options. We're going to pick some of these options real quick. If I put in the lowercase, what are you going to have? Earnest. Okay, let me put in uppercase. What are you going to have? You can see it. Everything is now in uppercase. Now, this lowercase, uppercase, all these are inbuilt functions in Kotlin. All right, they are functions. We're going to talk about that in more classes to come. All right, so these are functions, but for now, just try to go through it. All right. So let me see other things we can do. Um, Let me type in something like this. Imagine you are building an application form. Somebody needs to fill in their details, all right? So let me see. I decided to put in NS. Maybe I put in a lot of space. I don't know, right? So if I print this out, I have NS, right? Now let me remove the space. Let me print it out again. I still have the same NS, right? But to you, these they are the same, right? But let's look at this. Let me decide to print the length of this message. If I put in dot length, like what I said, there's a lot of inbuilt functions you can do with any variables in Kotlin. We are just looking at string. Next class, we're going to talk about all the type, all the basic variables we have in Kotlin. So let me just print in this. What you have 11, that is, these spaces you are seeing, they are characters. It's just that you can't see them. But in Kotlin, in most programming language, spaces are like your characters, are like A, B, C, D, Z, new lines and all that. All right. So imagine this now. Look at this. Hello world. Let me print it out. Okay. I'm printing out this. Let me print out hello world. I have hello world, right? There are some special characters. If you want to access them, you're going to use the /n to access it, right? So this /n means take it to a new character, take this to a new line. So let's print it out. Let's see what we're going to have. You can see hello world, all right? So these are special characters, just the way you cannot see your space. So that's what it is in Kotlin. If I put in some programming language spaces, you can use /s to declare spaces, all right? So but let's look at /t, for instance. This is a tab in Kotlin. You can see there's a tab in it. So all these are characters. These are special characters, just like your ABCD 1, 2, 3, 4, and all that. So let's see other things we can do with strings. All right. Let's imagine somebody is typing a nest. So with Kotlin, we can decide to say, okay, let's convert this to a lowercase first. Let's say msg dot lower dot capitalize. So what does this thing does? First of all, it will take everything to a lowercase, then it's going to capitalize it. But before then, let's look at how we can get rid of this space. So there's a special character in Kotlin. We call it trim. All right. In some programming language, it's called strip. All right. So in Kotlin, it's called trim. So when I say trim, I'm saying trim. There are some characters. When you look at your ASCII table, maybe we're going to talk about that in this course quickly. So when I say twin, there are some kind of special characters like your space, maybe your new line, something like that. It's going to take it up, all right? And it's going to give you a clean character. What are the characters going to give to you? Let's say most of the characters that you can actually type at ease. So there are some special characters it's going to do. But if you want it to trim a particular character, you can do it by indicating it. With time, we're going to get in touch with all that, all right? So let me print it out. Ernest, right? Let me remove the space. Let me print it out again. Ernest. Now to you, you'll be like, these things are the same. Okay. If they are the same, let's check the length. I have 10, right? Now let me trim it first before I check the length. Dot trim dot length. I have 6, right? So I can trim it out. Then the next I can do, I can decide to say, okay, I want to convert everything to a lowercase. Let me take it to a lowercase. Then let's see. That is, I've removed the space. I'll take it to a lowercase. Then I can decide to capitalize the first character. So there's also a function for it. I can say capitalize. All right. If I print it out, I'm going to have Ernest. So there are more you can do with string. Now, you can also add one or two string together. Let me see var one is equals to hello, var two is equals to word. Now, one more thing. Just a quick recap. If you're getting errors, for example, let's say yes, you have to print one dot length, for instance, and this thing is showing you where it's as a result of your SDK. All right. So this is what you do. You come here, you click on it, you go to project structure. You see this SDK here. All right. Maybe yours is at no SDK, so you just pick any of these ones. All right. So that's just it. So you see the red that is showing you is going to go away. So let's just say uh, the message is equals to 1 plus 2. So you can add one or two characters in Kotlin. Let me print one message first. Let me print one. One is hello, right? Let me print two. Two is word. So let me print message. Let's see what we're going to have. Hello world, right? So I can also decide to add it in between. Let me see, I decide to put something like this. Then I put a space, for instance. Let's see what we're going to have. Hello world. So you can do more with string. Let's see other things we can do with string. Let me see var. Okay, we are using var for now. Okay, let me see var msg is equals to people. Okay, I can say msg is equals to msg dot reverse. All right, what this means is that I can equate this thing to itself. I'm saying message is equals to itself, which is people dot reverse. So when I print message, let's use print line. Let's see something. So you can see I have to print. The first one is before I reverse the message, right? The second one is after this message has been reversed. Is it not so? So let's print out this stuff. Let's see what we're going to have. So the first one is people. The second one is, are you getting it now? If you can pronounce it, please let me know on the comment section. All right. When I say elpo, I don't know. So that is just it. So you can do more with it. Uh, let's see other things we can do with string. Let's print msg dot shellcode. Let's see other things we can do with it. Let's see code points. What are code points? Let's print it out. You can see these are just streaming code. With time, we're going to talk about all these things. All right. Let's also look at. So, guys, let's see if we can do get. All right. Get index. Now, when you put the dot symbol, for instance, you're going to see, I'm going to put it now. You're going to see some write-up. This write-up is going to give you a guide of what these functions does, all right? So it's going to give you a guide, and I maybe with the guide you can know how you're going to use it, all right? So let's see dot get, for instance. Dot get this. Now the dot get, if I put zero, because in Kotlin or in most programming language, when you are declaring maybe an array or a string, the first character always start is indicated as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So this P means the starting point is indicated as 0. E is 1. All right. So let's run this. You have P, right? So if I put 1, I'm going to have E. All right. So there are more you can do with it. So let's see few ones we can do before we call it off for today. Let's see. Okay, let's look at code point app. So let me put 1. Let's see what we're going to have. When I put 1, I have 101. Let me type in my name, for instance. Ernest. Let me use KKK. All right. So let me put 1, which is I'm looking at it later at the character arrow, yeah, which is 114. All right. So what does this code point mean? So let me see. The first character here is E. The second one is R. So let's go 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Means the first key is gonna be 6. Let me put 6. Let me run it. Let me see what we're going to have. 75, right? If I put 7, 75. Now, you'll be wondering, okay, let's even put 8, 75. You'll be wondering, what does this thing mean? This is what we call ASCII table, all right? If you go to your Google, when you go to your Google Chrome and you type in ASCII code table, something like that, when you search for it, you're gonna get a lot of options. You have something that's gonna be similar like this, all right? So when you look at this ASCII table, for instance, you can discover that we have decimal, hex, octa, character. We're going to talk about that. But if you look at what I was saying, is that I was saying that a string is the combination of what? Characters. So all the E, R, N, E, S, T, K, 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 each of these are special characters on its own, right? So when I say the code point at, I'm saying what is the decimal value of the character that is at the point 8. So let's look at K, for instance. What is K here? Let's take it out. Capital letter K, right? So this is the decimal, this is the character. And if I take it up, you see K is equals to 75. So let's look at arrow. Let's do arrow, for instance. Let me put in 1. And let's see. Let's look at the table first. Arrow is 114. All right. So let me print it out. 114. Do you get what I'm saying? Okay, let's even look at the character new line, for instance. So new line is gonna be at code 9. If I type in a number that does not matches, it's gonna give me an error. Let me run it. You can see bunch of errors, right? So let me go to 9. And you can see even the error is showing you your error is at what? Line 6. This is what this blue line is showing you. Alright? So when you click it, it's gonna take you there. So let's use 9 for instance. 10. Let's go back to the table. Let's look for 10. What is 10 here? If you look at the decimal character, 10 indicates NL, new line feed, new line. Do you get what I'm saying? So with time, we're going to understand or more we can do with it. So just do your best, play along with it, and see what you can get. But this one, I'm going to do before we call it a wrap today. Let's just see substring. Let's just run them quickly. There's no time right now. Substring. So when we say substring, we're going to give it to a value, right? We're going to give it a range. You can see the option int, index, end index, int range and all that. So with time, you're going to understand this. But let's just pick the first character, which is let's start with arrow. Let's pick one, and let's say we want to end before k. So if this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that is we want to end at t. So then we're going to end it at number 6. So let's print it out. Let's see what we're going to have. You can see it now, right? So let's see what we can do with msg dot. Let's look at replace. So when we say replace, let's say I want to replace all k, the character key. I want to replace it with the character which character am I going to use? Let me use Q for instance. If I run it, you can see NSQQQ. Alright, so this is what it means. Alright, so let's see, let's pick other ones. Let's see the ones we can run really quick. We have done substring, lowercase, string, uppercase. Okay, for this one, let's look at end with. So when I say end with, does this thing end with slash n? You're gonna have true, right? Okay, let me remove the slash n for instance. Let me put in k, maybe to make it easy. So when I use end with, so this is a boolean. A boolean is either true or false. We're going to talk about variables. When we talk about variables, we'll talk about more about that. So imagine I put, for example, let's say w. Okay, this character does not end with, it's going to give me false, right? So let's see, you can also use start with. Start with, all right? Let's see E, for instance. It starts with A, right? Okay, let me put A, false. So you can see there's a bunch of options. Just try to wrap your head about it. You can get it. But there's one I just want to talk, which is a filter, and this filter is a lambda function, right? So when I say filter, we're going to talk about more when we talk about functions. We're going to talk about lambda functions. These are very important in Kotlin. So when I say the way you use this is you it depends on what you're filtering. But for this for string, the way you're going to use it, you're going to say it. You get dot. Let's say it's going to give you a lot of options right now. So, but let's see. Let's use its lowercase. What does this thing says? It dot is lowercase. It means that give me everything that is in lowercase. That is, take out all the uppercase from it and give me lowercase. And what are lowercase here? RNESTW. Let's run it. You can also do it dot is uppercase. You get? We have this, right? So let me put 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's say it dot is digit. All right, let's run it. You can see it. So I think that's enough for today. So Next class, we're going to go in depth on variables. Next class, we're going to talk about int. We're going to talk about character. We're going to talk about boolean. We're going to just maybe talk few of string. We're going to talk about float or decimal. So there's a lot of variables in Kotlin. So next class, we're going to look at variables in depth. So your assignment for today is, let's say, uh, print, let's say MSG, for instance. Remember, var MSG, what am I typing? Is equals to, okay, you type in your name, your first or your last name, or your full name, and try to see how you can make it clean. For example, how you can have an output like this, all right? You can see this is the one we type, and this is what I'm looking for. All right, so that's going to be your assignment for today. If it's difficult, you can decide to break down the character to make it easy for you. Let's say first name. Let's cut this off. Last name. So let's say, so what you do is that you work on this, so you can just convert it to, a lowercase, then you capitalize each of them. You know what I'm talking about. Then you can say full name is equals to what? Your first name plus your last name. Remember, you're going to compensate for the space, all right? So if you take your time, you follow up this tutorial, you're going to get it right. So you know what I'm talking about. So if you can do it right, so this is not what I'm expecting. So like what I said, what we're expecting is you have to have something clean. So use your name to do this assignment, all right? Okay, let's do print line on this one. So that is, this is what, just typing anything random. You can never decide to add space, all right? So you should have something clean like this, all right? So this is going to be your first assignment for today. So next class, I believe I'm not going to do this assignment because I believe everyone should be able to do it if you take your time to do it. So it's simple, easy, it's a piece of cake. So thank you guys. And one more thing, please like and subscribe to my channel because that's the best way you can support me right now. I really want to grow this channel and I need your full support. Thank you guys and have a good day. Bye.